You're listening to The Hang with Mike Manson Waters and Matt Spice Floyd.
Welcome to The Hang with Mike and Matt.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Matt. What's going on?
What's going on? What isn't going on? That's the question.
Yeah. Is it all over or is it just starting?
A little bit of
I
both.
think it's just starting. Yeah, I'm happy for it to be over, but I think it's
Going out today, it felt like the day. Like I can only relate it back to like when the hurricanes were around, and the next day, like you see people sort of venturing out, and they're like, "Oh, yeah." It's like, is it safe to come outside?
safe to come out.
It's like,
That's so bright.
Yeah, like how did you make it out? Did you make it out okay? Like everything all right? That's how it feels today. But I don't see anybody gloating in public. At least not.
Yeah.
I haven't yet today.
Yeah, you're not like heavily on like X.
Yeah, no, I watch it through my burner account.
But you're not just going through it. Are you on it every day looking at it?
Oh yeah, I'll look at stuff for
So
sure.
you see a lot of the division and a lot of the back and forth bullshit about
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just wondering if you're not on a social media platform, do you see all this shit?
It's good. It's a good question. I mean, if you're
Then
not
maybe
on,
you're not so divided and so angry and.
I mean, if you're not on social media, then you're just subject to your family and friends and people and things that you see every day, which isn't that bad. It's just everybody is a dickbag behind a keyboard, so it's probably not that bad.
Because I find there'd be like a weekend or something when I'm really busy and I didn't get on the internet all weekend long, and it's like life seems a lot better. It seems like I don't think it feels like nothing. It feels like nothing. Like there's no big division. Everybody's out there shopping and they're going to the ball game and nobody's really. So maybe it's all the media driven, social media driven stuff that divides us. Maybe most people ain't that divided. I don't know though. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't sit here and tell you I wasn't just enthralled last night looking and flipping through the channels and seeing the different reporters and journalists and how they position in the story and how they're jockeying their candidate and trying to figure out how to keep people interested even though they know that there's a shellacking about to happen. It's like, well, how do we pretend it's not going to be a shellacking? And how do we keep people interested to watch this footage until 3 a.m. or whatever it is, But man, like the Jake Tapper, that was great. The CNN did this thing. It cracks me up. Their magic wall. Did you see the magic wall?
I didn't see the magic wall. I think I tuned into MSNBC for my dose of the left.
That's like pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it is pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I found myself doing just David Muir. Whatever, maybe like NBC or
ABC, I think.
ABC, one of those. And then I'd flip to CNN. And I didn't find myself going to Fox too much, and certainly not MSNBC, but just kind of recognizes the differences. But CNN has this, they call it the magic wall. It's essentially just two giant TVs. Magic wall. Where they
two
touch
big ass TVs. In this day and age, that ain't no big fucking deal.
Two big TVs, they roll out and they, it's got touch screens, so they're touching it and they can break it down by county and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, on the magic wall.
On the magic wall, and I'm going, this is so. That's such like it's such like an early 2000s move. Like you remember, like Wolf Blitzer, he probably still has this, but Wolf Blitzer. First of all, everything's breaking news, right?
Yeah,
everything. But he used to have this wall of TVs behind him, and it was just like.
Well, I think it's the war room.
Yes.
I mean, come on, buddy. It's the war room. We got to have a lot of TVs.
You had like 30 30 TVs, and it's just like, how can you even pay attention to this bearded up asshole?
I'm watching the ball game on TV6.
Yeah, there's 9,000 screens going on behind you, and then they break out for the election the magic wall. It's like, oh, tell me about the magic wall. And it's not so magical.
Not the magic.
Because Jake Tapper was like, "There's no counties that have been won. Nothing." You're telling me there's nothing? There's no good news at all?
So I'm glad it's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I can go back to my. It's all fake.
Oh, you're
Because
okay. So you're immediately going to hit that drum again.
I'm hitting that drum.
You're not even going to take a pause.
No, I'm going to give him a chance. We'll see. You got to give him a little bit of chance. I won't beat the drum too much that he's totally in on it, and this is all pre-planned. And they're like, "Here's what's going to happen after your 4 years. We're going to put this guy Biden in. The people are going, he's senile, and it won't matter. Then we're going to replace him with Kamala, who never got any votes anywhere because nobody likes her, and we're just going to steal the election. No, and Trump's going to win the next election because that's what we want."
I don't know. It's all pretty great, no matter what.
I love it. I love it.
How you cut it. I
voted. I've actually haven't voted for 20 years. I voted for Trump, even though I know it's probably fake. But on the off chance it's real, I don't like a lot of these people on the left. They annoy the hell out of me.
Did you do a write-in or you went in person?
I went in person, buddy.
Really?
Walked right in there.
How was the line?
There was nobody there. There's 3 people in there.
Was anybody harassing anyone outside?
No, there was nothing going on. I kind of wanted to go vote just because I was like, let's see what's going on.
Did you wear any outfits that displayed you leaning one way or the other?
Well, you can't, you can't say have anything political and wear it in there. So
you just went.
So I just went straight shorts and a t-shirt.
And then sneak in your MAGA hat and put it on right before you walked in the poll.
It was a last second decision. I've been thinking I might not vote, or maybe I'll vote for Jill Stein. What the fuck? Or maybe I'll vote for Trump. And then I got in the booth and I was like, Trump. I can't.
Game time decision, huh?
As far as comedy and liveliness goes, I couldn't take another 4 years of these people.
Yeah.
What a shitty 4 years for comedy and just they're just like Joe Biden was always just like me, the grumpy old man.
It's very stuffy. The left became very stuffy.
And she's preposterous. Even if she'd won and you're happy about that, can you imagine every time she's making an address doing the cackle? She always going to cackle because she's not good at talking, so that's her crutch. And then the big smile.
Yeah.
It's like because she's got nothing to say.
It's like somebody would just say, yo, 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 yo.
That was close. Okay. Almost my first spit take.
Question for you. Because when you look at Trump and you go, okay, here's the things he sort of promised on day one, right? Or maybe not day one, but you're looking at the JFK assassination, the Epstein list, perhaps the Diddy list, like all like the fun shit, right? Not policy, just the fringe, the stuff on the margins that is just kind of interesting to know what happened. But take that away. Let me ask this, and I asked this question a couple months ago when this whole thing started, when the Biden thing started unraveling and all this.
Yeah.
Now, and I don't know, people in chat, I'd love to get people's opinions on this, but where does it stand with a Hunter Biden pardon? Think about it now. You've got Daddy's out, okay? Kamala's out. She's got nothing to answer to. Biden's done. It's not like I don't think, at least to my knowledge, he's got any other family members that are prominent in the political scene that are up and coming and are going to risk their, political future, right? So if you're Joe Biden and now you literally have nothing to lose and you don't know what day it is, do you just pardon your son?
Why wouldn't you? I mean,
because he said he wasn't gonna. Now I know that's.
But he doesn't. He can wait till the last day.
I know, but I know that's a goofball answer for me to say because he said he wasn't going to.
Yeah,
but he did say he wasn't going to. So
he's a professional liar. I don't think he's really going to worry too much about that.
So wouldn't it be hilarious if, as his final act, he lied to the American people again?
Was to lie to the American people. It'd be very appropriate for most presidents.
And if he does pardon Hunter Biden,
yep.
Is there any way that Hunter Biden gets dragged back in, or once that pardon happens, it happens, and that's that?
If there were cases that were pending.
See, I don't think there are, because he pled out to the.
Okay, see, that's why he pled out, because he knows he's going to get pardoned. Yeah, I don't think unless there's something new, he's good. You got a presidential pardon. That's the finest of the pardons.
And if you're a Biden supporter, or whatever, and he does in fact pardon his son as his final grandiose act, do you change your opinion about him and go, that's kind of a dick move? Like, even if you're a hardcore Biden supporter, but then as a parent you go, well, like it's a weird one to me. But do you think he's going to pardon him?
I would think so. I would. I mean, I'd do it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't.
You would.
I wouldn't.
You would.
I don't think I would.
Because Tasha's going to go, if you don't pardon our son.
Good point. All right.
See, gotcha.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd be the same way. She'd be like,
yeah.
you seriously not going to pardon Trace? And I'm like, well, he needs to learn a lesson.
He needs to be taught a lesson. He shouldn't be smoking crack with prostitutes. And then they'll be like, come on. It's like, fine.
But I'll pardon him.
Yeah.
Like, last day, I don't want to deal with this. And then we're not to be ever heard from again. He's 80. Nobody's going to hear from him again.
The Hunter pardon would have been, I think it'd be more hardcore. If Kamala won and he pardoned him, it'd be a story. But I think at this point, if Biden pardons him, it's just going to be like, oh, well. But to me, that's a major thing.
I think it'll be, oh, well. And, media will pretend to me, they'll be like, he said he wasn't going to do it. And then it'll just go away because nobody really gives a rat's ass. I don't give a rat's ass.
I do. I do. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I think it's a weird thing as his last act as president to lie to the American people.
What's worse?
It's so apropos. It's just so fitting. It's just like,
it's perfect.
It's icky.
It's just
like the last act is just going to be ickiness.
Him doing this to you. Man.
Yes.
That's what it is.
And there's people still sitting in jail for marijuana offenses. And all these different...
So what's worse? Joe Biden pardoning his son or Donald Trump pardoning a bunch of rappers?
What do you mean a bunch of rappers?
He pardoned a couple rappers.
Did he? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't recall. So I'm
pretty sure,
I don't know what the backstory on that is. But what is the... Oh, God, what's worse? I don't know. They're both probably pretty shitty.
It's like I'm sure there was a lot more deserving people. Some rapper that Trump.
Well, it would be weird to see. I don't know. Call it Ross. Is it Russ or Ross Albright from Silk Road? He's rotting in jail for the rest of his life.
I don't even know I don't know the name or the Silk Road.
Yeah, it's a whole. It's a whole. It used to be like it was like the Underground Railroad for drugs. It was like the Deep Web. It was like one of those things. And he's in jail for essentially life. But I mean, he's a small example, small cog. Look at the guy from Wikipedia. Like these. I'm just saying, there's other people in jail that are rotting away, or other folks that probably are deserving.
Much more deserving.
Much more deserving.
It's the way it rolls. Hey, man.
But Daddy's gonna get you,
the way it goes.
let you loose. And the guy who sold a bag of weed to a cop 10 years ago could still be sitting in there going, Jesus Christ, it's legal now. What are we doing?
That's how the system works.
Isn't it weird?
Who didn't Clinton pardon some, like high up CEO con men who were,
yes,
that kind of see, they're like, they'll do a little of this for 2 days. Can you believe? And then it's over.
You know what's weird? The Clintons got away. It's almost like they could get away with it. Everybody, I think, views the Clintons as knowing it's some sort of criminal enterprise to the point where it's like, it's just the Clintons being the Clintons.
I wonder, everything's run by the deep state and the powers that be. Do you think they were like with the Clintons, where they're like, man, these people are getting out of hand? Or they're just like they enjoyed the shit shows. Like, you know how many people the Clintons have killed?
That's a good question. Yeah.
47.
Yeah, it's like the deep state sitting there going, dude, they're taking care of all of our dirty work.
guy
They're
is-
handling their own.
Bill Clinton is the fucking man.
Dude, they were
Yeah,
gangster.
They're like, make sure you introduced him to Epstein. He needs.
Think about, do you know how hard it is to find a wife that's as gangster as you? And Bill found it in Hillary. They
She
are
might-
two
she
of the
might
most
be-
gangster motherfuckers.
She might be more. It's a toss up.
It is-
That's a fight too. They probably fight to be because they're both insane.
You know, they're
lunatics.
both, they're so gangster with one another. Like, I wonder if they're sleeping, well, one in the same room, probably not, but that's
No.
nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about, like, I wonder if they're like going, is she going to poison me today? And she's going,
Yeah.
is he going to poison me today? Like, and he's going, can I go for a jog or am I going to get shot? And she's going, can I go for a car ride or is a tree going to fall on my car? Like, it's probably a constant war game between those
especially
two.
especially with her probably because she's just like, oh, look what Bill's doing now, because she's not doing anything,
I wonder if they had to have
she's
a
not
sit
a
down.
nasty like Bill.
What if they had to have a sit down one day and be like, all right, we're going to pinky promise not to kill each other. Pinky promise, Hillary.
I don't want to, Bill.
Hillary, pinky promise. You know I could kill you just like you could kill me.
And then they did it. I had a whole series of calls where I would call foreign countries where Hillary Clinton was staying as Bill Clinton and try to get him to kill her. Man, take her out on that camel, possibly leave her in the deck. Come on, Haji, help me out here.
It's not that far off. That's the messed up part.
That's right.
You can
That's
totally
funny
see it
because
happening.
it's true.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Had a couple things I was going to say.
Oh, by all means.
But I wrote them down in chicken scratch, so I probably won't be able to even tell you what it is. God damn it. Chicken scratch.
You need a typewriter.
I
That's what you
do.
need.
I need to have my phone with me.
Yeah,
Here
yeah,
to go to
type
the
in your
shelf
notes.
so I can text myself.
I was talking to my daughter. My daughter's like going, she was honestly having a serious conversation with me last night while these election results were going on. She's like, Daddy, I'm sad because I would like to see a female president. And and it was like a heartfelt thing. And I was like, I completely agree. Totally agree with you. And it will happen. And it deserves to happen.
I
a woman
agree,
of color,
I agree.
a female,
I
the
agree
whole
as well.
shebang.
I think it's important to get a woman in there more than anybody, just because I think women, when you look kind of in history, they've been shafted a lot more
Oh my God.
than almost anybody.
Like, when were they able to get, like, mortgages and jobs? Like 1970 or something?
Finally-
Some crazy stat.
Finally, it was, where's your husband? Are you getting a mortgage? Ha! Where's
Yeah.
you get him in here?
Yeah.
We need a double signature.
Yeah, or they'd go to the auto mechanic and be like, well, where's your husband? Is the decision maker in the house? All that kind of stuff.
You're a man around here.
Yeah. Who may I speak? Yeah, you'd get calls from telephone people and they'd be like, can I speak to the man of the house? Like all that stuff. So I'm glad that's sort of going away. And there's nothing more deserving than a female president. But I looked at my daughter. I go, I agree with you. I said, and it will happen. I said, she's just not the one.
Not the one.
Like, I don't know
She's
how
not-
else
no,
to
that's
tell
all
you,
you- that's-
sweetheart. She's just not the one.
She's not the one. She's
There
not
will be the one.
You want there's plenty of brilliant women out there. She's
And she's brilliant probably in her own right, in her own lane, in a very specific part of
in lying.
lying
Being
and
a
law,
professional
and
liar.
whatever it is that she's good at. Everybody's got their lane. But in order to be a female president, or president, I mean, you've got to be, your lane has to be pretty wide. She's just not the one.
No, she's not.
And I felt bad saying that.
That's why she never got any votes anywhere. In the primaries, nobody. She got 1%. It's like, but they were like, no, not her. She doesn't have any it factor.
But isn't it weird to sit down and tell your daughter, I agree with you, but not this one?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause it
But at
makes you
least you-
sound like, but I'm not doing it in a sexist way. It's nothing. It's just like, she's just not the one.
I appreciate that. Because I agree with that. See, I was perusing Twitter, and Christine Applegate says, "Why? Give me your reasons why," with 6 question marks. "My child is sobbing because her rights as a woman may be taken away. Why? And if you disagree, please unfollow me." And it's like, yeah, so I responded.
Oh, here a nice Nedley Mandingo
So
response.
Natalie Mandingo says, let your child be a child. I can't imagine my children being upset at a presidential election. Go take her to the play on the swings and quit making her mentally ill. Hashtag drama queen. But I'm shadow banned, so nobody saw it.
Yeah. Christina Applegate didn't respond to you?
No, she did not.
Even though she grew up making her money and her entire livelihood, looking like a prostitute on
Yes.
a sitcom,
Yes.
she had no problem. She had no problem looking and acting a certain way to be objectified by men on a TV. I'm just getting off on a rant now because I'm thinking about how I looked at Christina Applegate. She was the hot blonde from Married with Children.
That's why she was on Married with Children,
Right.
to be the hot blonde.
And now, I don't know.
That's why she's very concerned about abortion, Matt.
I can't count the number of episodes of Married with Children where she came home, ragged and tossed hair because she had just gotten
Getting banged.
railed in a car or whatever.
I was also perusing Twitter, and I'm seeing all these people. They were saying Joe Biden needs to go nuclear. He needs to pardon Hunter immediately.
Oh, okay.
He needs to do everything you
Yeah.
could possibly imagine, and it's like, so nothing's changed at all. At all. And then you got the guys on the right, and on right, everybody on Twitter's going, yeah, this is the best. Suck on it, you left-wing crybabies. And it's like, oh my God, we're a juvenile country.
I woke up this morning. My family told me, they go, so Trump is officially president. And I go, oh, all right. And I just went ahead and continued my day like I normally do because that's how I have to do things. Like I don't know. Like it's all right, cool. Maybe we'll talk about it tonight. I'll talk about it with Mike later. I'm not here to.
I turned on the TV this morning. I had no idea who would win, and it was Trump. And I was like, I thought they were going to steal it. That's about my only reaction.
Yeah, I was like,
let's
how
see.
about that? That's
and
crazy.
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
See if Trump, he's got once he takes office in January, if he came out like day 2 and he goes, and here's the Epstein list, I got it right here, I'd be going, this guy's for fucking real.
I know. Wouldn't that be
Guy's for
great?
fucking real. But I don't see that happening.
How great would it be just if on day 2 also he was like, by the way, I'm gay. Whoa. Like I wonder if if his supporters would go, well, gay's pretty cool, or if they would go, oh, we didn't see that coming. You didn't mention that before we voted. I wonder what would happen.
I don't think they care.
All of a
I don't
sudden,
think they care.
and what happens?
He's their guy, no matter what.
And what happens I think Stormy Daniels said she's going to move out of the country if he wins. And much like every celebrity does every election cycle, no matter what side you're on, if that person wins, I'm moving out of the country. It's like, and then
That's the
everybody
stupidest shit
checks
ever.
in with him like a year later. It's like, you're still here.
Has anybody ever moved?
It's a
Has
good question.
Anybody ever moved?
If no matter what side of the aisle you're on, if you did actually move, mad respect. Like I would
Finally.
totally give you respect, like going, oh shit, that's really great. That's some courage of your convictions right there. Of going, if this person wins, I'm leaving the country, and then they actually did it.
Walks the walk.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's good for you.
None of them do.
They'll eventually come
And,
back.
and why is it that it's only on the left are all the people who threaten to leave the country if they lose the election?
That's what it appears.
That's kind of weird.
I'm sure there's been some on the right, but
I
think
can't recall
think
any.
of one.
I can't recall any.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
If you love your country so much that you're willing to just leave it because democracy did its thing
Yeah.
for 4 years, and then in another 4 years, it'll, whatever happens, but you're willing to just grow up here, born, naturalized citizen, all the perks, all the benefits, and they go, I'm leaving. I don't like that, but I'm leaving. And it's very entitled of you to think that person who's now at the top office in the land gives a shit
rat's ass.
about you. Whether you're A-list, celebrity, B-list, Z-list, doesn't matter. It's the height of arrogance.
Oh, I think that's the kind of people they are, though. They're
Very arrogant.
arrogant and egotistical, and they're like, "Hell, I'm gonna tell him."
I'm going to get on Elon Musk's platform, who I talk shit about, and I'm going to tell people that I'm leaving if he wins.
Yeah.
And
Then
then
I'm gonna talk shit about Elon.
Yeah.
On his platform.
on his platform that he bought so we could keep free speech alive. And it wouldn't be stifled by the government.
I still don't know what's going on with Elon Musk.
Go on.
I just don't know if he's legit.
I think he's legit.
I mean, there's the world is full of thousands of examples of people who talk great games and seem to be phenomenal people on the outside, and as soon as you turn your back, they're stabbing you in the back. And he may be a genius. I mean, he's obviously for real in the genius and the innovation department.
Yeah.
But he could be a piece of shit. You don't know. You just don't know.
I mean, I do think what was the rumor? Like he used to date Johnny Depp's ex, the Amber Heard chick.
Yeah.
They had like a threesome together or something like that. Like, who knows what's going on? So in that realm of an Elon Musk, I have no idea. That's funny no matter what.
Yeah.
But in terms of what's in it for him and is he a bad dude, the only thing that gives me pause is, and it's not really an Elon Musk thing, it's an election thing. I noticed this time around, political donations, their intentions used to be hidden.
Yes.
It was like, AT&T gave money to this candidate or whatever. But this time around, there was no secrets. It wasn't hidden. It was like, and as we all know, Elon Musk gave $27 million or whatever it is to the Republican Party. And today on CNBC, they're going, and here's what Elon Musk's probably going to get out of it. There's probably going to be deregulations on less regulations on solar, extended tax credits on EVs, all the stuff. And you go, boy, before the intentions used to be hidden. It was like, yeah, we know he gave him money and we don't know what's going to go on here. But this time around, it was like, this person gave him money and here's probably what they're anticipating and expecting for them to get out of this.
I think you could almost say that he bought the election for Trump, that his footprint was so large and so much money spent that he may have been the big difference maker. I mean, that's a lot of money.
But
that's a lot of free publicity too, because they're always talking about Elon and Trump. And what if you love Elon?
Yeah,
maybe that might sway you. So it's like I think he bought. Could say he bought the election for. I don't give a shit.
Look, he makes great points when you just hear him when he was on Rogan the other day, right before the election. He made great points about certain things about the upcoming election. It's like it's hard to deny Elon's points. It's just he's making fair and balanced points.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets. I don't know, a little. That's where I appreciate him in that regard. But if you look at Twitter and you look at it 4 years ago when they were one of the main culprits of suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story, and it's like, oh, you can't spread this around, shadow ban this, take this off the algorithm, all this stuff. Like, I don't know. You imagine if that was still going on this time around? That would suck.
I don't know. I'm shadow banned.
Well, Elon's got to do something about Nedley Mandingo. It's not fair to you.
But, on the surface,
I mean, the dude's landing rockets. He's doing. I can't.
Yeah, and some people see that. I think they're like generational geniuses, and some people who think on a level that's so far above the average.
He's one in 100 years.
Like Tesla. There's people like that. They only come around once every 100 years, and you should probably really pick their brain about everything.
Yes,
about everything. They should put them in a room with the other 4 guys on the planet that are that smart, and say, "Hey, why don't you come up with some solutions?"
Well,
we don't do that though.
No, that's not true. Well, I mean, you're not incorrect, but like he's wanting to be a part of the administration to sort of head up the DOGE or the Department of Government Efficiency. So essentially going, look, we're going to get rid of some old school laws and regulations, because once they pass a law, it like never goes away, right? It's like, or a fine, or these little things that you go, nobody's here to like go back and say, hey, does this apply anymore? Take it out, right? All these little different things. And then he also said that basically he can save the country $2 trillion a year based off of cuts and wasted spending. And in that sense, if Elon's able to come in and do that, I'm all for it. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's doing your country a service.
It's like you can
Instead of spending more money, saying, hey, how do we spend less? Because we're $36 trillion in debt.
Yeah, they just want to keep spending more and grow the government. It's the average politician. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, okay. There's hundreds of government agencies, hundreds of the EPAs, and there's just hundreds of different ones, and many of them, like, their mission has pretty much been accomplished years ago. But government agencies don't go away.
They don't fade.
They don't go away ever. And they will. And this is true in business and in government. You always want to spend all your budget,
Right.
so you can get a bigger budget, at least the same, and hopefully a bigger budget. So every year, these agencies, bigger budget, bigger for decades upon decades, and you've got a huge bloated bunch of bullshit that you can trim. And yes, some people are going to lose their jobs. To be honest, for Trump to have a successful presidency, it'd probably have to be painful for Americans.
No, you're exactly right, and especially for government employees. So they even have to be careful about how they would go about it, because if you're trimming the fat on the government employees, the amount of government employees, it is some.
Oh, it's so staggering.
It's oh my God. Between I can't remember the statistics. I'm going to be talking out of school here, but between your federal, state, and local, it's something. I don't want to say like 20%.
Yeah, it's huge.
Of
It's a huge
Americans
number.
are somehow involved in getting paid by the government, which obviously you're not going to cut it all, but even if you trim a tiny bit of that, if you look at the job loss, that's going to be pretty severe. So you have to balance that. Okay, how do you trim these jobs and positions and still maintain?
It's
not going
tricky.
into a complete.
And you don't really know.
Yeah,
And they always say, like, economy and economists, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's like the economy is just its own animal. There's certain things you can predict, but it's really hard, and that's why every year, like, well, I inherited his economy, or if it's good, he was shitty and I made the economy. You don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe what if it takes 15 years for something to be in effect? You don't really know. It's really hard to tell. That's why I need the Epstein list on day 2.
I gotta get the Epstein.
Come on, Donald.
Dude.
That would. That's all it would take.
And the JFK assassination paperwork.
We could do like a 3-fer. And then we didn't go to the moon.
Just drop it all. And to be perfectly honest, wouldn't it be great if, because Twitter, now X, they suppressed all the stories before, and then Elon bought it, and everything got sort of, he just said, hey, here's what happened. Data dump. Here you go. Let's start fresh. Wouldn't it be great if all the government shit, the Epstein list, all the stuff got released on Twitter? It's almost like
It'd be
flipping it the other way. Like, here you go, folks.
it'd be
This is the real shit, and we're doing it on X.
brilliant. It almost sounds like something they do too.
That would be great.
Trump is real. I don't know who was in charge of his campaign, but boy, they knew how to. The McDonald's and then the garbage truck. It's like that's so much free publicity.
Dude, okay, Halloween, right? Costumes. Okay, when did the garbage truck thing take place? It was on because Halloween was on like a Thursday night, and the garbage truck thing was maybe 48 hours earlier. It wasn't
It was it was 1 or 2 days.
pretty recent. The amount of trick-or-treaters, parents and
really?
kids wearing garbage truck vests and orange hats and all that stuff was amazing. And at first I didn't get it. I was like, what, are they addressed to a construction worker? And then somebody, a well-known businessman in the area, I'll give you his name off air, walks in my house, and he's got his kid is dressed like Donald Trump. He's got the orange vest on. And I'm going, oh, now I get it. Now I understand. And then throughout the evening, more and more of these, boy, they really went all in on this garbage truck vest thing.
See, but then how brilliant is that?
It was brilliant.
How brilliant is that? I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
whoever
I
was,
was-
yeah, his campaign manager, yeah.
But like you saw, how many people were doing that. And everything I was seeing led me to believe was like, oh, this is going to be a Trump landslide.
Mm.
It's like anybody on the street that asked about a legitimate question to go, I need to be able to afford housing. I want to lower grocery prices. This gas is kind of killing me too. And it's like, that doesn't win ever. No, he's voting for Trump.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, it's going to be a Trump land. I just thought they'd steal it. I thought they wanted a big landslide, then they'd steal it and be, oh my God, they want anarchy and they're putting up fences everywhere and they got the National Guard in. But no.
So
I don't know what's going on.
Do you now believe democracy rules?
No.
Okay, all right, just checking. Just checking.
But I'm looking forward. See, it's a win-win for me because I think it's all total bullshit and fake, and he's in on it. So I'll either be proven right there, or I'd love to be proven wrong, and he do actually change the country for the better. That'd be the best thing ever.
Stern's gonna lose his shit.
Yeah, and so we're in for 4 years of
Stern going.
Well, that too, but the media and the other side, trying to destroy him.
Oh yeah,
with fake, what many believe are fake allegations about Russia and all this shit. I don't know.
Some other woman coming out being like, by the way, he grew up me too.
Yeah, there we go. We've got rape trial 2.
Like,
maybe it'll be a child, so he can be a felon, a rapist, and a pedophile.
Label him of everything.
And Hitler. If Hitler was a racist, rapist, pedophile, it'd be Donald Trump, the worst man to ever exist. That was. I mean, they got me. They got me because. I mean, calling somebody Hitler, that's all you got, that was their main thing.
Yeah.
He's a fascist. He's not gonna take away women's rights. Women won't be able to vote anymore. Like all this preposterous stuff. And it's like, I've never heard any campaign with so much preposterous stuff. It's like, you're insulting my intelligence. Why don't you? And then I guess because the other option is, why don't you just tell me what you're gonna do? And you've been in office for 4 years, so you better have started doing some of it.
Is it weird though that a lot of people voted for a guy who a lot of people have compared to Hitler, and they're like, don't care. It's like that's how messed up stuff is. It's like, hey man, all right, maybe he's a fascist. I'm still checking that box. That's even more of a discredit to them. Like, I don't know. That's it's a weird.
They're totally responsible. The left it's as if they were his campaign manager. They want Trump. They wanted him in there. And
weird stuff. Yeah, on lighter note, how was your Halloween party?
It was good.
Did you have
good.
fun?
It's always good. Yeah.
What did you dress up as? I'm dying to know.
I'm really mad about my costume because I went as Trump Hitler.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And so I had had the red Nazi swastika armband.
No, you did not.
Oh yeah, and my ear bandage was a square cardboard piece with a swastika on it. Oh, and then I forgot to do my Hitler mustache. I would have been. And
you hold on. You went as Trump Hitler and you didn't do the mustache is the only thing that's.
You know how it is getting ready for a party, frantic, and it's like, okay, it's 8:00, and that's when the party starts.
Nobody reminded you to put a marker on your face.
Well, nobody knew, but Donna, and she wasn't thinking.
Donna. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
how could you let Mike forget the mustache?
The Hitler mustache. And I'm looking in the mirror, going, sure seems like something else should be on Trump's face. God, I feel like.
Did you have a blonde wig?
I had a Trump wig. I had the blue suit with a red tie.
Do you have pictures?
Oh,
don't pull them up. No, I don't want to. No.
Okay.
Just want to know if you have pictures. If you do, destroy them. Destroy them all.
Oh, I
destroy them immediately.
I could care less. The winner of the contest was Weston.
Again? For the second year in a row?
Second year. Last year he was half Palestinian, half Jew.
It was genius.
And this year he was P. Diddy. In full theatrical makeup.
Oh, no.
Full theatrical makeup. He's a very theatrical boy.
Was he? Did he break character at all throughout the night, or did he go all in?
And no, he was about half and half.
Wow, that is your child for sure.
And second place, Berlin and her boyfriend came as Weston and his wife Trisha. And
How did that go over?
oh, I mean, she and I never noticed how that they looked alike ever. And she got her hair up in a hat. She's got she drew a really crappy like Sharpie beard, thin, and she had his clothes on, and she just acted like him. And I was like, how did you get those mannerisms down? And she
Dude.
killed me all night long. She was great.
Your family, and I apologize, I couldn't make it. But last year, like your family, like it's weird to find a crew that can go all in. Like you might have like one family member that'll go all in or work with you or commit to the character or the bit or something like that. It's like your whole family, and then everybody that's extended around your family all commits to the bit. That is so rare to me. Like you'd think, and maybe you do, maybe you don't want to say, but you'd think there'd be one or two curmudgeons or sticks in the mud that it's like, I'm not dressing up like that. It appears to me as though everybody around your circle is pretty rad and pretty down.
Yeah, that's what I'm happy about. Is like they're still putting the effort into the costumes.
Yeah, that's pretty rare.
And so actually, it was a 1, 2, 3. And third place was Trace with Sexy Cowboy, and he went in there. He went in there rummaging through. We got a million costumes because we've been doing it so long.
And you've been role playing all these years.
Yeah, that too. And some of them are like still in the bag. We just got it, and they go, "Oh, no, I don't want to do that." And it was a sexy cowboy with female costume.
Okay.
So he just put on, and it was way too tight for him.
So it was a clean sweep.
It was a clean sweep for the claim. First time ever. So it's not like it's rigged. It's like we've been doing this 20 years, and they never swept before.
I was gonna say it's gonna be weird when next year they all show up as like the whole family dresses as clan members, and it's like, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a clean sweep again. Something's going on here.
Trace 1 is the white supremacist. Weston 1 is the Klansman.
Something's afoot. Oh, so what? Okay, so Halloween happened, and then I was looking at my calendar. The meat hang.
Meeting is oh my God!
It's like next
week and a half. Yeah, next Saturday, November 16th. Joe Whiskey's.
I might have to get an Uber.
Definitely get an Uber.
Yeah,
definitely get an Uber.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a rough one.
Hey, it's just a lot of people getting drunk. But
am I gonna walk in and get yelled at, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, I think I'm gonna leave. Is it gonna be one of those things?
Yelled at?
I don't know. If somebody,
hey, get him!
Somebody be like, like, tell me to F myself or something. I'm for real. I'm a little concerned about that. I'm not saying that to be
nobody
mean.
affiliated with me would do that.
But the listeners are
our show would not do that. Why would they? No, that.
Well, I mean, look, if
I'll
you're looking at a radio
ask-
station, not everybody's going to like all the personalities, right? There's going to be some polarizing things and some things people like and don't like. I don't want to go to some place I'm not liked. That doesn't feel good.
So if you have objections to Matt being in the meet and greet, and you might get angry and possibly, throw a beer in his face.
Yeah, I don't want to go somewhere where
let me know now, and tomorrow I'll ask the question, make sure everybody's cool.
I don't want to go get an Uber, be like, I'm so excited to go hang out with some people I've never met before, or maybe have met a couple or whatever, and then walk in and get a beer thrown at me and go, God damn it, now I gotta wait for the Uber to come back around and be like, Uber's 5 minutes away. Then I feel like everybody's gonna be nice, and I
pretty much like if you're a dick,
but I don't meet people a lot. Let's just put it that way.
Like everybody in chat is a dick, but they're good dicks. Like there's nobody that you weren't involved with. Okay, think of the Stern Fan Network.
Yeah.
And think of some of the real cocksuckers there. Those people don't listen to me. People like, if you're a real cocksucker, we'll like kind of make you go away. We're like, we're not looking for cocksuckers in the chat. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
So there's no cocksuckers listening who are coming to the meet and greet.
Well, you don't know that. There could be cocksuckers listening, and
there's no. We don't appeal to cocksuckers.
I'm sure there's a. I don't want to say that word too much. It seems like.
Oh, it's gonna be fine, man. Fine.
All right. All right.
Fine. It must be. I hope it's some real drama.
I don't want any-
tables get overturned.
I don't want any drama.
Punches thrown.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to pass out some materials and some friendly DVDs and leave. No, kidding.
No, it's no. It's gonna be fine.
What is going on in chat tonight? Anything happening in chat?
Oh,
We haven't
boy.
checked
Oh,
anything,
boy.
and I feel badly because I'm trying to, you know.
My dark passenger says, Mike, come on, please name 3 brilliant women.
Oh no. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Shit. Hold on. I mean, well, hold on. I can't. I'll go Tulsi Gabbard. Let's go that one. She's just the first.
I'm gonna go with Donna Waters. Actually, I thought I had another one too, and I forgot her already. Who's
Brilliant.
It's
Women.
plenty-
Like brilliant in what?
plenty
In
of
what
brilliant-
regard, though?
plenty of brilliant women out there?
Yeah, there's a ton. Just because I don't know their names.
Like if you ever listen to Carrie Lake speak, whether you like her or not, do you know she's from Arizona? That group?
Yeah, she used to be the news reporter.
It's like I would not want to debate Carrie
No,
Lake.
she's
she
sharp.
would rip my heart out.
Yes,
and-
she is
and
sharp.
not care at all. She'd laugh at me. She's a good speaker. She's really.
Yes,
If
agreed.
she was a man, she'd be president right now. I'm pretty sure. She's way better than either of those two clowns.
Didn't she say the election was rigged? Was that her thing too?
I think
She was on board with
she
that?
Was, she was on board with that.
You know what's funny is watching them count the votes last night and go through county to county or whatever, and they were talking about Maricopa County in Arizona, and they're going, and Maricopa County was notoriously famous for 4 years ago not getting it right,
Yeah.
right? And last night they're going, and it looks like Maricopa County is going to have some issues with counting the votes, and for whatever reason they gave, and we're going, they had years to figure this out. Years. You're telling me on the one day that you got to like this is the day you perform. This is job day.
It's all you do too. I mean, it's not like. Yeah.
And you're still going to have the audacity and the balls to go, yeah, we might have a couple issues, but here's why. It's like, if anybody should, like, Maricopa County should have been the ones that go, we've got this so dialed in. We've been working our asses off for the last 4 years to make sure there's no controversy, no anything. This is going to be a smooth, well-run, well-oiled machine. Nope. Instead, they're going, well, it looks like Maricopa County might have some, so weird to me.
I'm surprised that it's not hacked to begin with. Don't you think every hacker in the entire world is going, let's hack those American elections? Like 10 billion cyber attacks.
I was getting a kick out of the Russian disinformation campaign, though, this year.
They didn't
Those were
even-
fun.
They didn't really.
They did some videos. They did some videos of, I think they were faking videos like ballots being stolen, that kind of stuff, right? Like to get people in an uproar.
Yeah.
But I think the Russian disinformation, they didn't come strong enough this time around. And to be clear, I'm not even convinced it's Russian disinformation. It could have been our own 3-letter agencies
Exactly.
popping this stuff off.
Exactly.
But regardless, yeah, I was like going, Russian disinformation, very weak. 4 years ago, it was very strong. Okay, this time around, what did the Russians not get?
So what's
What changed? I'll tell you what changed. It wasn't Russian disinformation.
And why? I think it was like something like 15 or 20 million less people voted this time in the most important election of our lifetime, where the one opponent has been deemed Hitler, and less people voted. Less people voted. I don't know what's going on.
What did we find out for the amendments? I know everybody in different states
And most
has
of 'em-
different stuff that was on the
Yeah,
ballot.
most of ours failed.
Here in Florida, there was a couple key ones. One, I believe our property taxes agreed to go. People voted for tax increases to pay teachers more. Idiots.
Donna was so she was like because she's like, there's no way people in this economy with
You
the
would
grocery
think.
prices and
You would
housing
think.
and gas that people are not going to vote to give the government more money.
Fooled again.
And they overwhelmingly, 67, 63, whatever it
Unbelievable.
was, overwhelmingly support giving the government more of their money. And I'm like,
In the
oh,
name of paying teachers more and thinking that we don't have enough government dollars and tax dollars in there to do that shit properly. That was like disgusting. More than any sort of presidential elections, Senate race, any of that stuff. That was the one that irked me the most. Is you guys voted for a tax increase? Are you guys idiots? Who does that?
it was, we were watching
does this?
several counties, the same thing. At Sarasota, Hernando, they are like, yep, we want to pay more to the government. And I'm like, I don't even understand what these people.
It makes zero
If it
sense.
said anything for education, people would. They think more money for the government's going to help education, which it's not. But
Buzzwords.
boy, they'll cut off their arm for
Yeah.
education.
I don't
And then
know.
now Donna's like, let's see now if they solve the teacher shortage, which they say is caused by lower salaries, or maybe it's because you're teaching a bunch of monsters now who are totally, they got the attention span of a gnat because they're on their iPhones when they get home all day long, and it must be miserable. And they've got rid of special education, and they've taken all.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Like, hang on a second. Excuse me. Back when there's certain kids who don't, that are
So you truly mean special education as far as developmentally handicapped?
severely mentally handicapped, not
Okay.
physically handicapped.
Okay,
Physically handicapped, you can be in the class, but so handicapped that you need a special teacher to focus just on you because you're severely handicapped. They got rid of that, so now those are all mixed in with the kids, and the teachers got to spend all their time, with a special needs kid, and then. Well, because I hear from my kids, about the outbursts from kids. There's kids who just every couple of days would just start screaming. They'll try to run out of the building and get in the road and say, "I want to die," and it's like,
Hold on, that happened?
yeah, this is all real stories. And I'm
Like a kid ran out of the building?
slippery little kid.
Jesus Christ. As the parent of that child, do you apologize or do
You
you?
don't care. That's why she's where she is.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
that kid's
All right.
where she is. So it's I don't know if anybody wants to be a teacher now. Sad.
It's tough. Like homeschooling kids
Oof, that's rough.
is difficult,
That's
but
rough.
it's like, which I think a lot of parents look at the public school system and you go, it's just I need a babysitter. I got to go to work.
That's what it is.
I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
For some people, it is.
so it's like, even if they don't believe in the public school system or the public education,
no choice.
You got no choice. You got to go to work. And it's like, okay, what if your kid has a doctor's appointment? Okay, you got to call off work. Call off work, you don't get paid. Like it's a real balancing act for a lot of these parents, and these parents with 8 kids. I don't know how the hell they're doing it.
And I can't even imagine how anybody's paying for daycare and making any money. It would seem like all your
It's a
money would
wash.
go to. I know it's a wash. It's like I just stay home. Just stay home.
That's what's so funny is that you'll see married couples and they'll have a kid in daycare and the wife works and the husband works and the husband goes, hey, just stay home because there's no sense in you working because it all goes to daycare. So it's like she quits her job and just stays home with the children. And it's not because she doesn't want to work or has ambitions for a career or anything. It's just like there's no point to it.
No point.
You're going to lose money and time with your kids at the end of the day if you
If you got more than one kid, whew, you're praying for school to start so you can ship them off to public school.
Yeah, when summertime comes around, you're like, oh no.
fuck.
Oh, what do I do
I
now?
didn't think about that.
Summer school kids. That's why they send them to camps, summer camps. Summer camps for a child
what
was
it
always like as a kid.
Daycare.
Yeah, I never really got to go to summer camp, but I think I went one year for like a week. I was like, this is amazing. This is like a vacation. Meanwhile, I wasn't looking at it from the parents' perspective going, my mom was probably like, thank God I get a week free of dealing with this dick.
That's all it is.
Anyways.
Oh, we should take a break. I need a new beer.
All right.
Well, let's see if I got anything I can play here. Play some kind of bullshit. Oh, we could talk about the Jews.
We should play hold. We should just get hold music. That way, we always know what we're gonna play.
That's what I like. Hold music.
Yeah, and then every 30 seconds in hold music, it'd be like, please stand by. Mike and Matt will return
Shortly.
momentarily.
Please hang on.
Oh well, we'll get some hold music.
I need a producer. All right.
I will produce that for you.
We'll be right back with more of the hang.
Dishwasher and cook dinner and put the washing on. And you know what? I can't continue to live like this because it's not me.
Hey, relax. It's gonna be alright.
How?
Here, I'll just show you. Okay, I've been doing this since you moved in. See this basket thing? I don't know how it happens, if it's the house or what, but any dirty clothes you put in this basket, somehow the next day they're just clean, folded, and in a perfect pile on your bed.
You're not serious.
I couldn't believe it at first either, but it just keeps happening. That's why I didn't tell you. I didn't want to jinx it.
You are insane.
Try it, you'll see. Unless it's only chosen me. See, I don't know.
I can't do this.
No, wait. There's other things too. Plates, cutlery, pizza boxes, dirty tissues, anything you leave on this coffee table just vanishes overnight. I mean, sometimes I'll see how far I can push this thing and I'll just leave shit everywhere. And then sure enough, the next day, it's all gone. It's just vanished. It's magic. No, she wouldn't have left me. This is what I think happened. I heard her get up in the middle of the night to get a drink or something. She must have fallen onto the magic coffee table and just vanished.
Are you insane?
No, he's not insane. I've got the same coffee table.
Do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean. When you on that fentanyl, do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean. When you on that fentanyl, do the fanny lean. Started with the Percocets, then moved to Oxy. Shoulda get a job or take another Roxy. Do a little fentanyl, you can't stop me. Next thing you know, I do the fentanyl lean, do the fentanyl lean, do the fentanyl lean. Everybody out there, do the fentanyl lean. Try to keep your head up, do the fentanyl lean. Bet you can't keep your head up, but follow me. First bend over and try and move your arm. That's the end of the dance, cause you're on fentanyl. Do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean. When you're on fentanyl, do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean. When you on fentanyl, do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean, do the fanny lean. When you on fentanyl, do the fanny lean.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
Everything, 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 everything. Everything, 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 everything. Everything I touch, it turns to stone. Then it rains, and it breaks apart. Everything I love is back at home on VHS video. And as a kid I had to keep my hands in pockets anytime I was around fragile objects. Mom and dad must have known something that I didn't. Then again, my kid knew they didn't. Yeah. Still sometimes it's hard for me to feel excited. It's like the whole world's throwing me a party and I'm not invited. Been staring at the price tag so long I've gone blinded. Yeah, I'm looking for the 333, still I can't find it. Can't find it, no.
Go back to the hang. Thanks for tuning in. How many views? See my views? Oh, it's taken off. 1.8 thousand.
Hell yeah.
It's tough. It's tough to be an independent artist these days.
The hustle is real.
You know, it's real. The struggle is real.
Dude, so I almost won a bet on Monday Night Football for the Bucks. I was so close.
What was the bet?
Okay. I don't. You did you bet?
I don't.
Okay, you're not doing that, right? You do the draft.
I do the
Kings, right?
DraftKings, yeah.
How's that going?
I think I came in third place and won a little money this week, but other than that,
All right.
I don't spend it. I don't spend the time. You can spend a lot of time if you want to.
Oh yeah.
I ain't get that. I just do it for
Same.
I try to make some crazy moves and see if they pan out.
They had a okay, so yeah, it's same thing, right? So I'm on the gambling app, and the Bucks were playing the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well, clearly we know the likelihood is the Bucks are going to get
in Kansas City, they're going to get dusted.
right. So it's like, all right, but I'm looking at these parlays. I'm like, ooh, all right, okay, $10 to win $350. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, that kind of, it was like one of those kind of bets, right? And it was like, but you had to have 3 players score touchdowns, and it was like Hopkins to score a touchdown, Rashad White on the Bucks to score a touchdown,
Yep.
and then the third one,
Who was the third?
I'm like, this is a shoo-in. I'm like, well, not a shoo-in, but of all the players on either team, okay, to score a touchdown in a game like that, at home, Kansas City, what other big high-profile name would you expect to go, no problem, dude's going to score a touchdown?
Travis Kelce.
That's exactly goddamn right, Mike. And guess who didn't score the touchdown?
Travis Kelce.
Very frustrating because I'm going, okay, what are the, Hopkins, all right, may or may not happen. Meanwhile, he was like the first one to score.
Oh, he was looking good too.
Yeah.
He made a lot of big plays.
White from the Bucks scored. And this was like midway through the second quarter. We were like, this is a shoo-in. We got like $1,200, $30 in bets or whatever. But to me, it's pretty crazy. And so we're like waiting for this thing to come, and we're like, surely Travis Kelce is going to score a touchdown. And then nothing.
How do they know? How do the betting guys? These guys.
Isn't that weird?
They're good.
They
They're
are
good.
really good to know that Kelce was just going to be a piece of shit that night. Very frustrated.
He's distracted. He's distracted, man.
She was in the stands.
Yeah, too distracted.
I think she's good looking. I know it's up for debate, but I think she's good looking. I think the fact that she's talented, at least in my opinion, holds a lot of weight.
I don't know. I've never really thought of her as unattractive. She's a bit gangly. She wears the wrong outfits.
What's the right outfit if you're a gangly woman?
Not a majorette outfit. She wears these majorette these glittery.
She does wear majorette.
It's a high cut major, and she's got 8 feet long legs, and it just doesn't work. I'm sure there's a million costumes she could wear and ditch the majorette deal. It's a little dated.
I haven't
as well.
heard the word majorette in years. That's a great word. She does wear majorette. Oh, dude. Yeah.
But she's 6 feet tall. That's crazy. That's tall.
She's a tall one.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of 6 foot tall women.
Yeah, because then they put heels on top of it, and then now they're 6'2", 6'3". Like, ooh.
6 feet. She was with she was singing some duet with Carpenter, Sabrina Carpenter, and Sabrina Carpenter is 5 feet tall, and she looks like a child. Looks like a child next to Taylor Swift.
Like Danny DeVito in Always Sunny.
That's exactly what it looked like. It's like, how tall? It's like she looks like she was 2 feet tall, and Taylor Swift looks like she was 8 feet tall.
That's great. I was, I don't know if you guys saw. I was just thinking. I was this weekend. I went to this open house, right? It's a place that we were like. You ever done it? Like, you ever just get embarrassed about stuff? Like, you ever done anything just embarrassing? You're going, oh God, I should have.
I don't know. Probably
done that. I was like walked into this house and I had my shoes on or whatever, and the lady's like, "Oh, can you take your shoes off and put on these booties or whatever?"
Lordy, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm wearing about the same outfit I am now, right? So it's not exactly fitting for booties, right? And on top of it, I don't know about you, but my sock drawer has socks like full of holes because I'll just wear socks. Right? I never go barefoot. I always have socks.
I always have socks on as well.
And eventually they grind down and have holes in them because that's what socks do.
Oh, I can't stand holes in my socks.
Well, eventually I'll replace them, but it's not on the top of my chore list.
It's got holy socks.
Yeah, I got holy socks. So she's like,
"Oh boy,
can you put these on?" And I didn't think about leaving my shoes on and then putting the booties on. So now I got my shoes off and I'm putting the booties over my low cut socks with like 3 holes in them. And walking around this gigantic, nice house with 3 well-pressed realtors. And I'm going, I got to get out of here. This is why I don't. It's like a nightmare. Like,
this guy's not going to buy this house.
Oh, yeah. And then I had to explain. Yeah. But when's the last time you did something embarrassing? Do you remember like something truly? Like, to me, that was like a nightmare because I was there by myself. I didn't have anybody. I'm just this dude, going in there.
Man, I'm trying to think. I don't.
Oh, you don't do anything embarrassing, do you, Mike?
I don't get out much.
Same. That's my point. That's the thing. When I get out, I go, this is why I don't get out, because stuff like that happens. It becomes
embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
I really try to avoid embarrassing situations. I don't know. I don't know if I can't remember the last time I'm embarrassed, but I don't remember a lot of my life.
Of your whole life?
I've got short-term Alzheimer's.
Do you?
No, I just...
You might.
My brain's full. You get, if I'm older than you, man, brain's full.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
I only remember select things.
Oh, dude. Yeah, if you ask me my kids' birthdays, I have no clue. But if you ask me again, who sang Fly, I'm going to tell you. Like, I remember, the information...
Selective information.
But it's not my fault. I can't help what I'm remembering versus what I'm not. I don't know.
My kids' birthdays.
Like you could remember, but it's going to take you a minute.
Yeah, Trace's October 3rd, 91. And the twins.
The twins, you've got that because it's the same day.
Because it's,
makes it easy.
It's easier. They're closer. They're closer.
But if somebody were to go, oh, what's your child's social?
No way.
Right?
No way.
Oh, how much did your children weigh when they were born? Right?
Yeah, I kind of know.
You know, because you had twins.
Yeah, it was like 6. They were both 6 pounds. Weston was a little heavier, but they were small because.
What if Donna comes in and she's like, "That's not right."
I could be wrong. Weston could have been 7. I don't know. Berlin was 6. I'm pretty sure Weston was either high 6s or low 7s. Trace was 9. I think. They're pretty big.
Man, you ever seen those big ass kids that are born?
Oh, you just see it and you're just like, oh,
it's like a 20-pounder. You're like, oh my God.
It makes you're not even a woman and your insides hurt. You're like, oh my Lord. Sympathy pains for you. Sorry.
Remember Octomom? Oh. If I remember right, she went into doing some adult movies a short time after because she had 8 kids.
8 kids to support.
And everyone's like, oh, can you believe she's doing porn? It's like, have you ever tried to support 8 children?
It's expensive. I can't even imagine. Note
to self, look up Octomom later.
Octomom porn. Yeah, that doesn't. It seems unseemly for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, you can't falter for it, though, right?
No, I gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, if you had one kid, all right, I had no need to go into the adult movie business at that moment. But 8, they were unexpected, right? Or was that an IVF treatment?
It was an IVF treatment.
But even if you get IVF, you're not trying to get that, right?
No.
Like your odds go up, I think, right? Of having
Yeah, I'd like
twins
to know.
or triplets.
Yeah, you don't hear about it that often, so
But-
it must be fairly rare.
8.
That's. I mean, and they're all 0 at once. You know, they're all newborns that need fed several times. I mean, a night and several times a day. And oh my, so you can't nurse them. I mean, it's impossible.
I remember I had to do this bit on the streets years back with the old show. I mean, I was like 19 or something like that, and I had to do this bit and go into this couple's house, and there was some news story out about them, and you know, we would do bits to correspond with it and all this stuff, and I had to go over to their house and knock on the door and try to get them on air and all this kind of stuff. And they were surprisingly nice. They let me in, but their news story was something about like the county was enforcing something against them because they had 15 kids and they were living in a dwelling that was extremely small. And here we were as the show, like I was supposed to go over there and like make fun of it or try, make a bit out of it.
Make a bit out of it.
Man, I walked in there and there's all these kids and they're just looking destitute and starved and not happy.
High comedy.
And and here I am. I'm like, we're supposed to, this is not cool. We should be reaching, like lending a hand or something.
People,
instead, like I'm here to help make fun of them.
Fun of you.
And it was really disappointing. I was
Kick
like,
you
I
while you're
can't-
down.
Yeah, I can't do this. That was a weird.
How
but
did,
I mean, I
how did
couldn't
that
imagine.
go? Did it go on the air?
Yeah. We did interviews with him on air, and the cuck did his cuck stuff, and
Cuck stuff.
I mean, it was what it was, but I felt terrible because some of the children were not much younger than me, and they're living in this house. I mean, there's again like 12 or 15 kids. It's like, God, man,
That was Feather Sound days, right?
it was, yeah,
I
that was
mean,
Feather Sound.
The show, when it started out, it was pretty awful. Talk about clueless.
Yeah.
Just no direction at all. It took us a while to get our morning show legs under us. It was a rough beginning.
Well, some of that direction with the way radio was back then, okay, you could do the stunts and bits and the theater of the mind and all that. And then, but, you'd also have, like, I remember doing the show prep and going through articles, and you go, okay, here's a good article. And then you'd have to, it wasn't days of the internet necessarily at that point where you could just find people's information, addresses, phone number, all that stuff. You had so we would find a news story that was decent, and then we would go into the phone book and find if their last name was Smith. You'd be like, okay, there's 10 Smiths from Pinellas Park. Then we'd prank call each one, and if they, hey, is this Davy Smith? Yeah, this is Davy Smith. Who's this? Nothing. And you hang up, and then you'd go, okay, you got a hot number. Then you put that in the article, put it in the prep stack, and then try to line it up for later. But I mean, it's
so easy nowadays.
Yeah.
These
like if you look
producers
at-
have it easy now.
Yeah, the information feed is so simple.
So you really needed a good producer who had to track shit down. Now it's just like,
It was
It's
really
probably
about
pretty
tracking
easy.
stuff down if you think about it. Like all of it. Everything was about tracking stuff down.
and we always hired the best producers.
Hope you don't include me in that.
No,
for God's
no.
sake.
I mean, there was a few qualified people down there, and a few like insanely unqualified people.
Man, there was a guy in the studio next to us working with Ron, formerly of Ron and Ron, Billy the Phone Freak. And
Yeah,
dude, that guy, I don't know what
weird. He's kinda
what-
weird.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing or where he is right now. I don't know anything about the dude. But at the time, he was a very nice guy, but a little off. A little off.
yeah, a little off.
little off. But that dude was a show prep freak, and he would prep that he would prep Ron Diaz like nobody's business,
Yeah.
at least from what I remember. But he's prepping a show that like is playing like 8 songs an hour. So he would like overly prep, right?
Yeah.
You're throwing all this stuff against him, and it's like going, look, I got to play 4 Eagles records this hour. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do ticket giveaways, like to the point where I think he started pawning off. I think he would give up Hatley, like some of his prep, going, hey, I can't use this. You guys want this?
Hatley would pretend it was his own.
Yes, he would
my
take credit
God.
for me. Like, oh, we got this guest such and such. It's like it didn't even originate from you. It originated from Billy the Phone Freak.
Oh, that's.
I don't even know what
Master.
made me think of that.
Hatley was a master.
Yeah, he was the minister of misinformation.
Minister of misinformation. Hey, sports rockers.
Oh, that Pete.
We had that going on.
Yeah.
Hey, sports rockers. How long did that last? A year or two?
I would say.
Then it was. I think it was more of a personal thing, wasn't it? It wasn't like John. It's like he was.
That's correct. Yeah, Pete did nothing wrong. It was. Yeah, like he got tickets to an event or something, and the cuck got bent out of shape about it.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah,
Happened a lot.
yeah. Happened with Cowhead too.
Yeah, don't get those tickets.
It's like it's forego the tickets apparently.
Tickets on something he had no intent on going to in the first
What do you
place.
mean you got tickets?
Because I didn't get tickets. Well, you weren't going to go anyway.
Yeah, but I would have liked to have the tickets.
Right. But the offer.
Oh, so stupid.
Did you got to send me a couple things?
I did. I sent you a couple things. Nothing crazy or crucial, but one like the how to fall thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what made me like this. Just came across like
falling
my
off a
feed.
skyscraper.
Yeah, it came across my feed. And I'm going, this is the most outrageous thing I've ever heard in my life. Telling you how to fall off a skyscraper
And survive.
That's
Well, maybe it's useful information.
Let's see,
I
shall we?
can't wait to. I need to know how to survive in case I fall off a skyscraper.
If you fall off a skyscraper, there are a few things you can do to increase your chances of survival. First, relax your body.
a skyscraper, not a 2-story fall. A skyscraper.
Relax your body. Relax.
By moving your arms and legs to keep them loose. Then aim to land on something that can break your fall, like a tree, instead of the concrete.
That's the
If
best
possible,
part. He's aiming like they're doing this video of this guy aiming down like he's Superman, like he's Batman, like he's got a place to go, like he
Aerodynamics,
can
man.
figure it out.
You can aim a little bit.
Can you?
Squirrel suit style.
Can you though? Like for real? If you're falling,
I don't think you're aiming. I think you're falling pretty much straight down.
And on top of it,
You're falling unless there's some like super winds.
well, so far isn't it mixed messages because they're saying if you fall off the skyscraper,
Be loose, man.
be loose,
Move your arms
and then they're going, hey, but then try to aim for something. So it's like, okay, that's mixed messages right there. You can't do both.
I don't know if this video is very.
You're saying this isn't official? This isn't from a
not from-
.gov?
Not from OSHA or the FDA or whoever would make a video like this.
Oh, I could see a government organization completely making a
It
video
could be.
like this.
It's more believable now. Position, land in that tree. Squirrel suit yourself, even though you only got like 4 seconds before you hit the ground.
position yourself to land on your feet to distribute the
So your legs collapse into your body.
Right up through your shoulders.
Have you ever seen somebody land on their feet from like a 3-story jump where their legs either buckle or they go completely in? There's no.
I mean, are you just completely obliterated? If you land on your feet from a skyscraper fall, I mean, how do you just accordion down to nothing?
That would be.
Do you think you accordion down to nothing?
That would make the most sense. I mean, and that's a big if. That's like if you happen to land on your feet.
Yeah.
I mean, if you land on your head, obviously you're going splat. If you land on your body, flat splat.
Flat splat.
Feet.
Flat splat, but in a different
Feet,
way.
you're just fucked.
I think
accordion style.
Accordion is just your head. You're like, oh my god, that sucked. Okay, make sure you land on your feet to absorb the shock.
You know what?
If you time the how you fall and when you bend your knees as you hit, you can survive it.
Do you mind Do you mind starting this over? Because I don't want to talk during it. I want to take all
Just
this
take
information.
it all in. Take it all in. Oh,
Yes.
Here we go.
If you fall off a skyscraper, there are a few things you can do to increase your chances of survival. First, relax your body by moving your arms and legs to keep them loose. Then, aim to land on something that can break your fall, like a tree, instead of the concrete. If possible, position yourself to land on your feet to distribute the shock through your legs. But try to roll upon impact to reduce injury. If you fall off a skyscraper, there are...
Try to roll on top of it.
It's like just somebody make this as a rib.
Could,
As a rib.
if I was falling off out of a skyscraper, I would immediately not even think about.
No.
There's no
way.
like I can't imagine like when you look at the old like 9/11 videos, those people jumping out of the buildings.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God. Like I remember, when we were on air that day and we're watching that live, and I can't imagine a worse scenario to be in, right?
Do I burn to death or jump? And you jump. Everybody jumps.
But if I jump off this skyscraper,
Feet are
I should probably look to distribute my weight
on your feet.
Look for something to land into, and then upon arrival of said ground, tumble. Which, how that works, I have no clue.
Some kind of rib, right?
I don't know. The whole thing, it's crazy to me.
Oh, man, what button did I click?
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I don't know. It said there's nothing to show here. Let me click back. Nope. Let me click. I don't know what to click.
Are we on or we're not on?
Okay, I thought it's something else. So I'm
okay.
Good. I'm good. Phew. We're on. We are on. Phew. Phew. What's up, Ned's Navy? Snookman. Elab 2369.
Is Ned's Navy going to be at the meat hang?
He's almost always at the meat hang, so he should be there. Dion's Bathtub. Kevin. JK. Gimme girlfriend for Xmas. I don't know if that's somebody new. VW Rick. AC Bubba Palooza. AC Bubba Palooza subscribed for 42 months. I couldn't get it out. I was belching. AC Bubba Palooza. 40. That's so disrespectful to AC Bubba Palooza. I'm belching as I'm saying it. 42 months.
Nothing worse than a burp that's like stuck in there.
It was stuck, man. I was struggling with it. Oh yeah, I think he did ask chat something, but we forgot about it, so don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, we were asking about. Yeah, what was it?
I don't know.
I think it was about the pardon.
Yeah.
What did chat say about the pardon? Or is it too far back?
Oh, that's way far back.
All right.
That's how we. What's up, Jamie the Plumber 420? Snookman. Yeah, but that's what we like to do. We have to ask chat questions and then make sure we wait long enough to where we could never possibly find the answer.
Ask and ignore. That's the rule of thumb here at the hang.
And they love it when we do it. They love it. They think it's very humorous.
I did find a good parenting tactic. Because apparently my daughter doesn't believe me when I say no. Because I say I must say it in a way that's very like sarcastic.
Yeah.
Or like, no, we can't do that. And she's sitting there going, I don't know if he's serious or not. Like it's come to that, right? So one of our friends does this thing, and when the kid asks something and she'll just go, no. And then the kid will be like, well, what? And she'll go, asked and answered. I was like, oh, that's the parenting move.
Because you're not firm enough.
Yeah. So I've got to try to implement asked and answered into everything. And then apparently I won't come across sarcastic anymore. That's the move.
Sarcastic. Thinks you're just wise. I mean, I'm pretty sarcastic. I think
you're doing the same thing I'm doing, or you've done the same thing I'm doing.
I'm repeating it again with my granddaughters, except worse.
So it's like
they don't believe me. I mean, they don't. I mean, there's nothing. No means nothing. I have to. If I really I really have to say no because, I'm getting a little ticked that they're not. Then I got to go, hey, no. And then they're like, oh, my God, Pop said was mad.
See, but then you're a dick. It's like, oh, well, why is he why is he mad? And it's like, I'm not mad. Like, I've just said no 5 times, but you didn't take it seriously because you think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not being sarcastic. But, so you run into the same problem even now.
Yeah, I'm not. I was never much of a disciplinarian.
Did you always leave it up to Donna to be the disciplinarian, like groundings and things like that?
Yeah, stuff. Yeah, she was more of the disciplinarian. But our kids didn't need a lot of discipline. They were good kids. I mean, I can discipline them if they do something, stupid, but they're more apt to walk all over me when they were children.
What was the most harsh, discipline? Like, okay, during COVID, it made it difficult to discipline kids because you couldn't ground them because they were kind of grounded anyways.
Yeah.
So, it completely took away a lot of that stuff that you normally do. It's like, oh, you can't go out tonight. It's like, everything was shut down anyways, and then by the time it was opened up, everybody was used to staying home, so nobody wants to go out. It was like one of those things. With your situation, what was the most firm discipline that you had to do with your children?
I mean, when they were younger, we were talking 6 to maybe 6 to 10. If it got bad, then you get out the wooden spoon for the paddling.
Oh, okay.
Paddling. See, we were a paddling family. Not a lot, but I had no qualms with swatting my kid on the butt. People were like, that child, whatever. I swatted my kid on the butt. I don't leave bruises. I'm never gonna hit my child. I would never dream of that.
Well, you're kind of hitting your child.
Yeah, just pop him on the butt. Pop him on the butt
with
man.
a weapon.
With a weapon. That was Trace.
How weird
but
is it?
My kids never really Trace get grounded and all that shit all the time. It was.
Would you do the thing where you ground them, but they become so annoying in the house that you're just like, just go, just go on to the house, or would you stick to it?
I don't know. We probably never stuck to nothing.
Go back to when I was in elementary school, spanking by the principal was still around.
Yeah.
I think it was around obviously maybe a couple years after I got out of elementary school, but then it quickly came to a stop, however that happened. But think about looking back on it. How weird is it?
Strange man beating your children.
It really is a strange thing. And at the time, people would draw a hard line in the sand of well, I believe in my principal hitting my child to discipline him. And then others no, nobody should be hitting my child. Taking a step back from the situation and fast forwarding 30 years or 40 years or whatever, it is pretty strange, and it's an awesome responsibility for the principal to
nowadays
to be put in charge of going, so I not only have to run the school, I also have to
beat children.
Yeah. Think about how odd that is. How did that even start? And why was it around?
Kids need to be beat.
No, dude.
Kids need to be beat.
Principals spanking kids. That should have never been a thing.
My dad was a principal, and he used to beat kids.
That's why he didn't beat you. He was too busy beating kids all day. He didn't have any energy left.
Spank him good with a paddle.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Did he ever feel bad about it?
No. He had the PE coach hold him down.
Jesus Christ.
Some of them were squirmy.
And this
some of them
doesn't
were
seem,
squirmy.
Of course they were squirmy. They're getting beaten by two strangers at a place of education.
You better start towing the line, buddy.
If you were a principal, you would have a very difficult time hitting kids. And nowadays, obviously, it can't happen. But,
no, yeah.
Dude, you imagine the lawsuits? If one principal was like, I'm going to go old school.
Yeah.
Get in here. Get him off this. And pull the paddle off the wall. The lawsuit and the...
I mean, with the kid, you get a squirmy kid, and all of a sudden you miss and you hit him hit him in the ribs and
Yeah, or the
you
kneecap
got to go
or
to the
something.
hospital, and then you're out of a job. And you're like, I just wanted to be a principal.
How hard did they spank I never got spanked by the principal, so I don't know.
Oh, I don't know because I never got paddled, but my dad would whop him good, man.
See, that's and what qualified was there ever any sort of class taught of going, all right, principals, this is also part of your assigned duties, but make sure not to hit him, or was it at principal's discretion? Because that's a real problem,
No,
too.
my dad had to go to 12 weeks of corporal punishment class. No, he just, I wonder if he had to provide his own paddle.
Doesn't this all seem very screwed up, though, looking back on it?
Because it was like a cricket paddle.
Yeah, the big long ones, and they would hang them on the wall.
Paddle, yeah.
It was like a fraternity.
Exactly.
Or now what I would call a charcuterie board.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. May I have a charcuterie board to the ass? And he'd whack him good because you got to teach him a lesson. No.
But oh my God, the lawsuits! I couldn't even envision any. Now,
that's
as a
probably
teacher,
why
you
they
can't
did
do
away
it.
with it. It's like, teacher, you can't touch a kid. You're effed.
I wonder what the case was. There's got to be one case where it caused everybody to go, yeah, you know what? Maybe principals shouldn't hit the kids anymore.
You stop the beating of the children in the schools.
I'm sure there was some sort of case that was set precedent there.
And my dad, he was a decent man. I'm sure he paddled children appropriately, violently. But imagine you get some real a-hole man, sadistic principal, and he knocked that hell out of you. I don't know. I don't know which is better. I don't think you're getting away with it now, though.
Would you be a fan if they brought it back?
See, I
would not be.
I wouldn't care because Trace,
No. Let's say no. Right now, modern day, today's society.
Yeah.
You got grandchildren. Your grandchild is in school. She does something wrong, and they send her, and they hit your granddaughter.
If they have the appropriate supervision, at least
as long as people watch, the
you gotta
child
have a
get
witness.
beat?
You gotta have a witness to make sure nothing untoward is happening, and then a smack on the butt.
Who's the witness, and where's the No. You would be okay with it for real? Think
It's
about
just
honestly.
a smack on the butt. It's a smack on the butt, and it's happened. It's been happening for years. And you don't want to get sent to the principal's office, and you don't want to get a smack on the butt. And I really don't think either of my granddaughters are going to get one because they're girls and they're well behaved.
I don't remember
Trace. I can only see Trace getting one, and I'd be like, yeah, he probably needs a smack on the butt.
I don't remember any girls getting paddled. I just remember a couple dudes.
It's always the dudes. I don't remember. I don't even know if they'd paddle a girl.
That'd be real. That's a real fragile situation,
like,
right?
No, we're not going to do it.
Hands off on this.
Yeah.
I'm going to count to 3, and then you say "ouch," and we'll pretend like this happened.
That's sexist to not paddle girls. It's totally sexist.
I can't believe that was a thing.
And now you could you could just say, I identify as a girl, and you not get paddled. See?
Now, where's that going to go in the next 4 years?
That's what I want to know. Where's this nonsense going? Is that nonsense going to change?
What do you think?
I don't know. How do you change that nonsense? I think you can change, like the worst part of
I think society's got to get harder. We got to get harder.
Yeah,
over the next
I
couple
agree
years.
with that. We're trying to bring back some of the R words and the F words.
Yeah, so that's the only way to combat that stuff is if you get a little harder.
But the bad stuff about the silly letter stuff is when they start performing surgery on kids. And if you Google gender clinics, they're all over the country. They're already doing. That's all it is. See, people are like, Republicans don't care about it. Democrats don't care about it. The people that want to make money care about it. And
now, a gender clinic, is that literally that you go in there and
they offer gender affirming care, which would be anything from
estrogen or testosterone
to surgical alternatives.
Okay.
It's like that's not, like now you're you're considered some kind of Neanderthal when you're like, children can't make those kind of decisions. What are you talking about? They're children. You can't.
Well, you don't mind them getting beat in school. Just saying.
That's right, because they're children. They need beaten. You don't beat adults, Matt. You beat children.
Did they ever? Okay. I think of this topic, but I'm just thinking, like, in the special education kids, did they ever? I mean, those kids have been known to act up occasionally in school. Did the principals ever beat up, spank those kids, or were they off limits?
Oh boy,
because you'd have some of those special education kids, and they were real,
I'm not privy.
Problems.
I don't know. I never asked my dad that.
I would, man. If your dad was still around, I wouldn't interview him. I would. What's the word I would interrogate him.
Interrogate him. I'd like to know. I'd like to know if he took. Was there a scale like how hard out you are where you could get a paddling? Some kids they don't even know what's going on and they can't control themselves. Some kids,
but if they're bad, they're bad. They get sent to the office. They get the spanking
to get the paddle. See, it's really that would be what they call ableist to not paddle special needs children. They should be treated exactly equal, should they not? Right?
That's right. That's. I remember. In the principal, they used to always close the door, like so. It wasn't even like an open door thing. Like the principal would shut the door. And then beat the child.
Yeah. It's almost horrific. It's almost not even believable.
And our tax dollars would fund this operation.
We're paying for the child beatings. Kevin JK says scale of R. Wow. Sometimes you have to have a scale of R.
How almond shaped are the eyes? There's things that you have to figure out.
There's a scale.
What does the smile look like?
Hi. How to survive? How to survive a fall off a skyscraper?
And that's a bad way to go, dude.
I've often thought about that. It's like, what do you do? Okay, you fall off a skyscraper. Let me make sure that I got the camera.
Now, you're talking skyscraper or bridge?
No, we're talking skyscraper.
Okay, skyscraper.
You're aft.
Yep.
You're skyscraper. What are you doing on the way down? Because I imagine it seems like an eternity, right? You know how when certain times time slows down because it's only going to be about four seconds. It's not going to be long at all. And what do you do? And you just like fuck, and that's all you do is just fuck. You like think, oh, I want to land. Even though you know you're going to die, you're thinking, how am I going to land? Right?
I don't think I would.
You go head first. Let's get it over with.
Yeah, there's no way I'm thinking about a tuck and roll or finding an object to land on. Like you're in God's hands. That's it. The only thing I equate it to is I went to Busch Gardens for Hollow Scream a couple weeks back, and I love all that Halloween stuff. Like I get a kick out of it. I love it.
I love Halloween.
And they have this ride called the Iron Gwazi. Which I hadn't been on.
I've only been on Gwazi.
Yeah, so they tore down Gwazi.
Gwazi tear you up? It was so rough. I would dislocate my shoulder on Gwazi. I was like, I'm never going on that thing again. On my neck.
It's funny you say
Is
that.
Iron Gwazi good?
So I get on Iron Gwazi. Hadn't been on it. I didn't know the difference between Gwazi and Iron Gwazi or whatever, right? So I get on. Now, my wife's not going with me on this. So I'm going solo. And I don't like sitting next to strangers in movie theaters, rides, any of that stuff. That's part of my tism.
I don't like that.
Not my thing.
It's not tism. That's just I don't sit next to people. I wouldn't go on a roller coaster solo if I had to sit next to somebody else.
So I got in line.
I want to be with somebody, one of my family members.
Yes, but I'm solo, and I'm going. I want to ride it because it's at night and it's cool, whatever.
Yeah, you got to try Iron Gwazi.
So I get in there. A stranger at last second pops in there. So now I'm sitting straight, and it's not like there's it's like lap bar, right? So you're really just next to the stranger. Anyways, I don't know what to expect out of this thing, but I got bone spurs in my neck and all this stuff. So I lean back and I realize that there's no padding. There's no there's no leaning back.
Whiplash City.
Yes. So So at this point I'm going, all right, what's going to happen here? This thing, Mike, like you said with the Gwazi, the Iron Gwazi is like that on steroids. It was a nightmare. And I was on a gummy. And I'm like, oh my God. And it starts going. And all I'm thinking is the whole way I'm going, this is kind of what it must feel like off a skyscraper of like when you get up there and you're just flying down, like you get to the top of the hill and just.
Yeah.
I can tell you from my experience, there's no time to think about shit. Like it was all over. And it was the longest two and a half minutes or whatever.
Yeah, it's not that long.
And it stopped and I was like, that's it for me for rides for the night. Cause my neck, everything was torn to shreds. So the Iron Gwazi.
I was surprised there's not lawsuits against the Gwazi deal.
The Gwazi should be known as a terrorist organization.
Normally you go on a roller coaster, you got the thing over here. You're not even moving around much.
And I love I love all that stuff. This was not that.
Iron Gwazi.
It's all bad. They had those characters.
We got one more.
Good.
We got the North Korean soldiers. What's up with that?
They've discovered pornography.
Imagine they've been deprived of pornography. North Korean soldiers hooked on porn after being given unfettered internet access for first time while fighting for Russia.
Yeah, so like they go over there, they're fighting for Russia. All of a sudden now they've got open internet access, and now they're going ham on themselves because they've never seen it before. And if you think about your average age of soldiers, like what are you thinking, 18 to 23? I mean,
generally,
that's
porn.
Prime.
But imagine if you've never even seen porn,
and then you're opened up to this.
And then that's all you'd be sitting. You're just sitting in the foxhole going, yeah, I'm just porn and chill.
Yeah, porn and chill.
Porn and chill the whole. Yeah.
Like, and now I mean, if you're Kim Jong, is it Un or Il? I can't remember.
Un.
Kim Jong Un. You can't dial it back. Once Pandora's box has been opened on that.
That's finally going to be the end of his dictatorship. When these guys come home and they're like, we demand porn.
Yeah, and they're like going, hey, and then they start telling people like, hey, there's this thing called internet, and these, what we do occasionally, like there's this, it's everywhere, and there's all these different categories of things, and it's all this different stuff. Like, that really could cause a ruckus in a country that's not traditionally been open to information.
Big time. Should be interesting.
You think? Yeah, but you bet your ass Kim Jong Un's.
He's got the finest porn in the land.
He does, right?
Of course. All leaders have everything that the people don't have.
Isn't that the truth?
No matter what, it's how it is.
Isn't that the truth?
Now, I consider myself a fairly normal person, but how many normal guys do you think are there who don't watch porn?
Okay, let me understand the question. How many normal guys?
Like me, you're not a.
So people like you,
you're not like a super duper like Christian or something, but they're probably watching porn too.
More so.
Like you.
People like you.
Like basically. Yeah, just a regular dude, but I don't watch porn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're saying people like you.
Yeah, how many do you think?
How many people like you, percentage wise?
Yeah.
1% at best.
Isn't that crazy though? And I don't even know, I'm just the kind of guy that's like, well, I'm on this 12-year streak or 15-year streak and not even seeing pornography. I'm going to keep it going. And
that just seems like a dumb streak.
But the longer you stay away from porn, the more you realize that it's kind of like bad. It's just like for the people in it, it's just not good. But I'm not saying you should ban it. I'm just saying for me, I'm sure if Donna divorced me next week and probably watch some porn.
All of a sudden you're logging in.
I got nothing. What else am I gonna do? No action going on here. Might as well watch some porn.
Yeah, there's the argument to that of saying, okay, if you're, does it quell the beast? Or does it enhance the beast, right? Like, or I think that for majority of stuff, it's just perfectly normal. It's part of life at this point. I mean, it's just
kind of weird.
It's part of life. It's become the cultural norm.
Oh yeah, it's totally the cultural norm.
So it's part of life. And then if there are the certain people out there that get, what they would say, addicted to porn, which I don't know what that means. Like, I have an idea of what it means, but what does that look like? Addicted, meaning you just like to watch porn
I think
a lot.
if you're addicted to porn, you'd go and you jack off, and then you just sit around and wait till you can get an erection again, and then you start watching porn and jack off again. And I don't know.
So it's just a constant waiting game.
But possibly, I don't know.
See, I would think that addicted to pornography would mean that you're watching it even when you can't.
Yeah, just in between.
Yeah, like that's your.
Yeah.
It would be like if I'm watching every time John Wick comes on TBS, I'm like, oh, John Wick, and it'll be on a John Wick marathon, and I'll watch 24 hours straight of John Wick or whatever. That to me would be the pornography addiction. Is like somebody just nonstop watching it. Just
yeah, I mean that's probably what. Who knows? I mean, like that's a sex. Like there's to me, there's no such thing as a sex addict. You're just a super horny guy, right?
That's a T-shirt.
And usually sex addicts, there's people who can, they're like not ugly people. They're people who can get sex a lot, stars and stuff. It's like, yeah, of course you're a sex addict. You can have sex with anybody you want.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not totally sold on the sex addict thing.
The basement dwellers, I don't know if I'd consider them sex addicts or just people that can't get laid, so that's what they have to sort of resort
porn
to.
Addicts,
yeah,
porn
porn
addicts.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's like that's just all they have. And then there's probably some people in the middle. It's like
it's all kinds of porn watchers, man.
Yeah.
How would you ever have sex with a very realistic robot?
What's weird is I've actually thought about that because I've seen a couple movies, not those kind of movies, but like
I bet you have.
There's like Ex Machina.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Stuff like that where you go, I wonder what that. And in the future, I could almost see how that would be. I don't know, someone I don't want to call it like the path of least resistance, where it's like just do that. Me personally, I would hope that I would not. Let's put it that way. I would feel like that would be me like admitting defeat in life if
I think so.
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like
yeah, I mean, it's one of the things you're like, yeah, robot bitch. Oh fuck. I fucked a robot. And that's always going to be with me forever.
That's kind of what
I'm a robot fucker. I think, yeah.
But I could see how the basement dwellers could find that as a very viable option.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put yourself in the shoes of the basement dwellers.
There's a lot of them out there.
I've often thought that there should be a government service for ugly guys to get laid. In a perfect world, you got plenty of money. They're not stealing $38 trillion. You got plenty of money, and so it's not. Being ugly is it's one of the worst things. You get discriminated against so bad if you're ugly.
It's true.
So you deserve sex.
There's a thing I call, and I've never referred to it on this show before. It's something I just kind of keep to myself, and it's a term I call "too hot to fail." And there's certain people in the world that are simply too hot to fail, and that's the
way the
fortunate
world
or unfortunate.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. There is certain people, they can be dumb, they can not have any skill set, whatever the case may be, but they are simply too hot to fail. And no matter how down in the dumps they get, they will be able to rise with the help of a man or a woman or what, sugar daddy, sugar mama, whatever it is. There are just certain people too hot to fail. And I see it all the time. I mean, you can see it you go to a bar or a nightclub, you go, she's too hot to fail. Like, that's just the nature of the beast.
It's true. You don't see, like, any super hot or waiters or gorgeous waitresses. I mean, sure, there's plenty of attractive waiters, but you don't see, you're not, man, that waiter should be on the cover of GQ. No.
Well, and even if there are a lot of Ronald Goldmans out there or whatever that waiter was, right? Like, truth be told, he was an actor in LA also while waiting at a restaurant, and
and banging
Right.
famous women.
Even though he got diced up, he was still too hot to fail, technically speaking.
He hadn't failed. He was succeeding.
He was on the rise. Like
his star. He was on a meteoric rise until OJ snuffed him out.
Snuffed out his star.
Him out. He was jealous. OJ was jealous, is what it was.
He was absolutely jealous. That's my OJ impression. Who do you got on this Tyson fight, by the way? What are you thinking?
When is that?
It's like next weekend.
It's on Netflix. Is it free or is it?
It might be. Is it on the night of the meat hang?
Oh no, that might be. Yeah, if it's next
Saturday, I think it might be.
Not this coming up Saturday.
No, not this coming up Saturday.
Well,
I think it's the following.
Yeah,
I think I could be wrong on the date. It might be a Friday. I don't exactly know. But who you got on it? What are you thinking?
It's not going to be real.
Don't be cynical,
but
Mike.
I've seen these. I've got the pay-per-views before, and it's like, oh, this is just fake.
Okay. Let's
like
take
the Conor McGregor one. It's
right.
like, oh,
let's do this. Let's try to find not so cynical Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight up. Let's assume it's real. Let's assume both are trying their damnedest to win this fight. Who do you think's winning?
It's tough because
be cynical.
I want to say it's Jake Paul because he's young and he's a pretty good boxer, but I've seen Mike Tyson and he looks like he's just the same.
When he gets mad, he's just a different dude.
He's just he's like he's just concrete. He's so
dense,
solid and dense.
But honestly, Jake Paul's pretty dense too. I mean, he's pretty rock solid too.
I keep seeing these videos with Jake Paul with the pregnant belly.
Oh, the fake outfit?
What is it? A fake? What is the purpose of that?
It was something to the effect of like somebody called him fat, or like Tyson called him fat, or somebody called him fat. So he played it up. So he got a whole fat suit and sat around. He got the tattoos on and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just a fat suit as a
okay. So if it's
rib.
If we're going on this legit fight, I'm going Mike Tyson. I'm going Iron Mike.
Do you think you're saying that because
I'm sentimental?
Yeah, like it's like past. It's like references of the past.
It's like because I want Iron Mike to win.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm in the same camp. There's something that would be great about seeing him still come out there and whoop an ass, and it has nothing to do with me not liking Jake Paul.
Yeah,
it has zero to do with that. It's sometimes you want to see. I don't know. Like, you want to see it again. You want to see that flash of brilliance.
And it's pretty bad. It would be pretty badass for a guy at his age to win.
Totally
it'd be
badass.
Insane.
Totally badass.
So it's November 15th, which is the Friday before the meet and greet.
Oh, good. Okay. Cool.
What's it going to be on?
Netflix,
right?
Yeah.
Is it free? I need to find out if it's free.
Free.
Oh, I'll watch that.
Right? Like
November 8 o'clock, November 15th on Netflix.
That is going to be a very watched event.
Yeah.
And Netflix always keeps their numbers really close to their vest. They don't like tell people, what their rate and so quote unquote ratings are and all that stuff. But that's got to be a gigantic event for them. That's going to be huge.
What was the other one they did? Was it the Joe Rogan comedy special?
Yeah, the live events. Yeah,
I watched that.
Yeah.
So maybe it was. Did Chappelle do one too? I can't remember.
I think you're right. Yeah, Chappelle did one.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean.
But the live sporting events on a thing like Netflix, I mean, it's a whole new dynamic to things, and I like it. I think it's gonna be fun
if it's free.
That's the thing. Like I wouldn't do a pay-per-view for it. I won't do a pay-per-view for anything anymore. I don't think so.
The NFL, I'm not getting any more apps. I don't want a bunch of, I don't want to just get so I'm not getting Peacock so I can watch your NFL game. It's like, it just seems so greedy. It's like it ain't. I ain't jumping through no hoops to watch the NFL. I'll watch, I still watch it. Watch the Bucks.
Man.
Boy, they should have gone for 2.
Don't get me started.
You always, if you're on the road, you're in Kansas City, and you've got a chance on one play, take the game, or give it to Patrick Mahomes. What are you, fucking crazy? Grow some balls, man. Go for that one play. Baker Mayfield, roll him out. He might run at him. That guy he'll bulldoze his way in the end zone. Go for 2.
So at what point does Bowles get fired? If he
No, he's-
underperforms this season, is he toast?
Well, he's 4-5 now. So the
I mean, you can't fault him. I don't necessarily fault Bowles for this. I mean, look, you got Evans out, you got Godwin out.
they almost beat Kansas City. I don't think
they
you're really
did-
faulting him for this one. They can't finish. They if they can start finishing, because they come close every week. It's like and then oh. But if they can finish, I mean, they still got some pretty good players. What's that guy's name?
Exactly.
Bucky
Irving.
Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
That guy, I've never seen it, but you can't tackle him. Every once in a while they'll tackle him for like no gain, but most of the time it's like, well, all of a sudden there he is, 5 yards downfield. Bucky Irving.
It's weird. There's a guy that lives in my neighborhood, former NFL player, I should say. He's not picked up at the moment. Just a monster of a man.
Yeah,
I mean, a monster of a man. Walks in my house for Halloween or whatever. I'm sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this dude. I'm going, how is this dude not playing? Like, you're telling me there's better people than that? Like, there's genetic specimens out there better than that? I can't even imagine. Like,
freaks.
Craziness to me.
Running backs, their lifespan is just so short.
And this guy's not even running back.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is another guy. He's just a gigantic dude. Like to the point where you go, Jesus Christ. I don't know about like if I was that mountain of a man, and let's say my career was in NFL was over or whatever, and man, I'd just become a bodyguard at that point. I would just be like, who wants to hire me as a bodyguard? Pay me X amount of dollars. I'll beat people up if you want me to. I'll stand in front of you. I'll stand behind you. Whatever you need me to do. I would like personal bodyguard. That's the jam right there for a pop star or something.
High-priced celebrity, yeah.
Yeah.
They would get in that inner circle, man. You know they gotta. If you're a cool bodyguard, you gotta get. You'll be in the inner circle. Come on.
I wouldn't want to be in the inner circle. You got to keep that professional.
That's true. Boo. I wouldn't want to be a bodyguard. We'll just watch people having fun all day long.
Man, there was a guy. There was a teen act. He was a real popular teen act, sort of like a Justin Bieber type, but his name escapes me. He was
Jesse McCartney.
No. He was around the same time as Bieber too. It's very actually, yeah. Anyways, so I dealt with this guy in his camp on a couple different occasions, and his bodyguard they would advance a day before he even was there.
Yeah.
Like they would scout the venue and know all exit points. Where's this? Where's it? Like looking like you would thought this kid was the president. And I'm going, I mean, and all he was running from was teeny bopper girls. But the teeny bopper girls are like the craziest ones of them all. Like because they'll pop out of nowhere. Like they'll be in an alley and all of a sudden a teeny bopper girl will pop out like, hey, such and such, and like. So his team would advance a day before, and so I couldn't imagine like the advance team on like an Elon Musk or
the president of the United States,
anything like that. I mean, this guy was just
It sounds like a real pain in the ass.
It was weird. yeah.
I wouldn't be security guard. I'd just kick back and not do nothing. I think you only got to wait like 15 years before you get your retirement in the NFL.
I thought they have to be like 55 or something.
Yeah, forever. You got to wait for it's a long
Which
if
your career's over at let's say 27, 28, 32,
it's
whatever.
A long ass time.
It's a long time.
They all die anyway.
Oh Jesus.
A lot of them do.
Good Lord.
A lot of them do.
It's terrible.
They don't. It's not a lot of longevity there. Just saying. CTE. Talk to Junior Seau about that.
That CTE, that's brutal.
Shot himself in the heart.
He did?
So they could study his brain.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't that CTE.
That's right. He's a goddamn liar.
He was well thought out in that one.
Moments of clarity.
Good Lord. Oh, so are we doing a hang OT? What are we doing?
Oh, God, we got to get out of here. I got a show to do tomorrow.
You do it for the people.
Do it for the people. Got Cluster F, Mike and Jerry coming up. We got the Meat Hang November 16th. That's only like 10 days away.
Is
Only 10
Jerry
days
going
away.
to the meat hang?
I don't know. I have to ask him.
I haven't met him.
Because he lives in the Villages, so it's a trek.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a trek for him.
Okay. All right. But everybody else is going.
Oh, everybody. It's a who's who.
All right. Okay.
No, absolutely. Trace will be there. His wife, Weston, usually shows up. I don't think Berlin will be here this year. I don't know if she's going to make that trek.
Okay.
So, but other than that, usually a good deal. So if tomorrow everybody in the chat says they will not harass Matt.
You don't have to bring that up. Don't bring that up. That's me being paranoid about my own life.
All right, man. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we will see you VIPers on the OT. Have a good one.